Hello, I'm Chris Newton. You probably know this yourself. Top sales performers can often achieve double the sales of their colleagues, and yet they seem to do it effortlessly. So what's their secret? They're not more intelligent, they don't work any harder, and it's not that they know more. Their secret is very simply that they sell by asking questions. Those who fail to ask questions risk falling into the trap of just reeling out endless facts in tell mode. When you're in tell mode, you can't possibly know what the customer actually wants. Let's see Mark as our salesperson in tell mode.
This is the Titan Power Plus model PPG 40B. It has silicon carbide seals, an IP rating of 55 and double insulation. The input power is 1000 watts and output is 720. Oh, and it's only 61 dBA at 1 metre.
There's no doubt he knows the facts and model numbers, but the customer feels bombarded and confused. And you know what confused customers do, don't you?
I'll just take some brochures and think about it and I'll get back to you.
This happens all the time. On any day around the country, millions in sales are lost because the salesperson didn't ask questions. The key is to use your knowledge to help the customer make informed decisions. And to do that, you need to know a whole lot more about them and exactly what they need and want. Here are some great questions to help you get the information you need and build rapport and earn the trust of the customer.
So that I can understand exactly what you need, tell me, and what sort of conditions will you be using your pump under? And will you need a pump that operates 24 hours a day? And where are you planning to site the unit?
Customers appreciate your questions. Your problem-solving approach is most likely something they haven't experienced before. But be aware, when you ask questions, let the customer understand why you're asking the questions you are. And the way you do that is to say,
And the reason I ask that is because...
Simple, yet powerful. Remember this, the person who asks the questions controls the transaction. As long as the customer understands the reasons behind your questions, they'll happily answer them, which means you remain in control. And after all, you should be in control. You are the expert. So let's see what happens if the customer is in control, asking all the questions.
I've seen this product advertised $15 cheaper across the road. How come you're more expensive?
Well, I don't know what they're offering over there, but we can't do it for any less. If we sell this for any cheaper, we couldn't cover our overheads.
Perhaps you've been in situations where you felt uncomfortable, and it seems like the customer is interrogating you. You're on the back foot trying to justify yourself, and your mind is racing that you're in danger of losing the sale. Uncomfortable as that may feel, it's not the customer's fault. They only want to make informed decisions, and they're probing for answers. But by being the one asking the questions, you can avoid this discomfort. You'll be a problem solver, not an information giver. We do that in a simple two-step process. First, give positive strokes. Again, a positive stroke is an acknowledgement that you are listening and that you do care about what the customer is saying.
Yes, I can see what you mean. Oh, I can appreciate why you feel that way. That's a great question. I understand. I do the same thing myself when I'm buying something of importance like this.
Positive strokes build trust and empathy with a customer. But you know, it never ceases to amaze me that hardly anyone actually uses positive strokes when they're with a customer. Instead, they blurt out something like, "Look, you only get what you pay for." That's adversarial and doesn't get the outcome you want, which is a well-informed purchase and a happy customer. The positive stroke builds rapport and trust. Then you simply ask a question, like this.
I understand. I do the same thing myself when I'm buying something of importance like this. But so that I can make the best recommendation for you, tell me.
Did you see what happened there? The salesperson acknowledged the customer's question with a positive stroke. I understand. I do the same myself when I'm buying something of importance like this. And then turned it into a question back to the customer. It's a bit like a friendly tennis match. The customer hits a question over the net to you, you respond with a positive stroke and a question. And by the way, it's not being manipulative. Remember, you can only make correct recommendations when you understand the true needs and wants of your customer. By using positive strokes and following it with a question, you take control. And that means you'll be a great problem solver. When you have the information you need to solve their problem, all that remains is for you to make a recommendation to purchase.
You know, based on what you've told me, our mid-range product, the AB2000, is ideal for your needs. It'll give you constant pressure and will eliminate that cycling problem you mentioned you had with your old pump. And with a flow rate of 60 litres per minute, it'll give you enough pressure for your larger than average home.
It's simple. The customer gains trust that the salesperson understands their needs, knows their product, and has made the right recommendation, which more often than not flows seamlessly to a sale. So, let's just recap. First, avoid getting into tell mode with lots of facts, figures and model numbers. To the customer, it's just jargon and you'll only confuse them and they'll want to get away. Second, sell by asking questions, explaining why you're asking them. And if the customer is asking you questions, acknowledge their question with a positive stroke and then follow up with a question yourself. That's a great question. So that I can answer that, tell me. And finally, make your recommendation. Based on what you've told me, the product that is best for you is, can you see it's simple, authoritative, and effective? Of course, to use these skills effectively, you do need to practice them until they're second nature. And I'll let you in on a little secret there. Most people in sales can't be bothered. Winners bother. And it's the winners who achieve double the sales for half the effort. I'm Chris Newton.